My father's been diagnosed with stomach cancer and it's getting worse. He feels so much pain in the stomach and swollen feet. What can you recommend po to do? This is from Bridget Nellen Gubikinang Mata.
Stomach cancer, it's very complicated kasi hindi sila masyadong makakain, diba? Nutrition-wise, they're not really as optimum as you want them to be. So the first thing to do is, of course, to look at the nutrition. Okay, so nakakakain ba? If not, then the doctor might put some tube, okay, on the patient. So pagka nalagyan na siya ng tubo, then you can concentrate on the nutrition. Now, the best thing to go there is, again, Boston Sea, Pixie Dust, Megadose Vitamin C, yan po. Maganda po sa kanila yan. And for the herbal plants, Guyabano leaves, of course. One of the I think the number one anti-cancer herb for cancer is Guyabano leaves. That's the one when we went to UP Diliman, do you remember?
Oh yeah, Guyabano.
They were researching on the best herb, and the one that came up is Guyabano. So
this is at UP. You notice how they've never released that research? You know why?
Why?
They told me it was pharmaceutically funded. Pharmaceutical company owns the data.
So there's so many, but the data is available. I think it's available online. So if you're very interested, you can just go.
Here's something from
in Pitak, you know, the books of Pitak, they're very good. So hello to the Director General, Miss Annabelle. Hello po, Director General of Pitak, Philippine Institute of Traditional and Alternative Healthcare in the Philippines. For colon cancer, you have to ask yourself, did the person underwent some form of procedure? So, nagkaroon ba siya ng operation, radiation, chemo? So, usually patient who have undergone some form of treatment, okay, these are the people that are very difficult to treat because the body has some form of resistance. Nagkakaroon sila ng resistance. Mas matapang yung cancer cells. They're more virulent. So it's more difficult to treat this type of patient. Now, if the patient is a virgin patient, okay, it means that
they come to you untreated before,
untreated,
no chemo, no radiation, no surgical intervention.
A lot better.
Much better.
A lot better. They are a lot better responsive to natural medicine compared to those that have undergone. Now, how do you treat them? Of course, for me, if a patient comes to me, I change the diet first. So if there's some form of obstruction, I let the patient drink liquid. Okay, wag muna na solid kasi mahirap pag nag-solid, nagbara. So if there's an obstruction, there's gonna be an operation again. So you can see another operation if it has undergone some form of obstruction. So it's better not to eat foods that are very tough to digest. Okay? Ano ba yung mga very tough to digest? Meat. Very tough to digest. Okay? But if you can eat meat as well if you liquefy the meat. So pwede rin naman as long as you liquefy them. Yun lang kasi pagka nagkaroon na ka na ng colon cancer, yung mga pagkain na hindi mo masyado, that you have not chewed properly, it can get stuck, okay? So you change the diet.
Well, oftentimes doctors are giving folks the advice of, you know, if you have cancer, don't eat red meat. You know, there was I know you plan on publishing it here very, very soon, but there was a 2004 Harvard study that looked at over 1 million people and found no elevated risk as far as cancer is concerned by eating red meat. But what they did find is a significant elevated risk by eating those processed meats.
Yeah, like hot dog, bacon.
And why is that?
Yes, because meron siyang substance in the processed meat that can cause cancer. Nitrates, yan, diba? And nitrates can cause cancer, most of them associated with stomach cancer. So hindi maganda. So anyway, let's go back. Si Sir Jack is messing me.
My apologies.
So let's go back to colon cancer. If you have colon cancer and it went to the liver, so the most important herb there is garlic and guyabano. So garlic and guyabano, and of course ginger. Sanskrit, di ba? Sinabi ko na sa inyo, universal medicine. So yun ang pwede ninyong inumin as herb. And Boston Sea, Megadose, Vitamin C, and Pixie Dust. You know, yesterday I was talking to one patient in Facebook. She was mega dosing. She was taking 3 tablespoons of Boston C twice a day. And she was taking vitamin C for like 2 tablespoons twice a day as well.
And now she bench presses Chevy Suburbans.
And she said that she feels so good. Okay, so kilala niya si Butchoy. Hello daw, Butchoy. Yun ang sinasabi niya. So, you know, you can, it's not gonna help. It's not gonna hurt you if you do mega dosing as well. Especially if it's just for short term. Hindi naman siya long term eh. Anything that you take in long term, medyo nagkakaroon tayo ng problema. But if you take it in short-term mega dosing, it's very good for you. Your body just removes it. Yes! Where to order your mega dose vitamin C? You can order at drfarrah.com, amazon.com, bostonsea.com, drfarrah.brilliantskinessentials.ph, and Butchoy Amor, Gilmatani, Nick Vargas, Elizabeth Sante, Bansi, and there's still many more. Hindi ko na sila nasabi. Okay? So, what's the next thing to do? The next thing to do is to ask yourself, okay, yes, this is cancer. What type of treatment do I want to have? Okay? Now, I cannot say this for you. You have to decide it on your own. Do you want to do conventional medicine, which is chemo, radiation, or operation, or you want to do natural? Okay. Now, if you want to go on the conventional, you have to prepare yourself. Kasi they will not only do chemotherapy once. They would usually do chemotherapy 6 times. Okay. Now, do you have the money for that? Baka naman ang kaya mo lang is 1 chemotherapy. It will not make a difference. If you only can afford 1 chemotherapy, it will not make a difference.
No.
Or you're gonna do radiation. Radiation, how many days is the session for radiation? So that's around typically 31 to 45 days. So these are the questions you have to ask yourself. Your body, how about your body? Can your body undergo operation? So especially the extremes of ages, if you're very young and then very old. So can you handle the stress? So these are questions that you have to ask yourself.
Yeah, I understand that when it comes to the entire process, these people, these doctors, they are only people just like you. They've just gone through a particular set of training. And it doesn't mean that they're, very, very good at it. It just means they were able to go through that particular training and pass the licensure for it. So always seek out additional opinions on this, because this is your life. And ask questions. Ask a ton of questions. When you start dating someone, you're perfectly willing to ask them hundreds, if not thousands, of questions. Yet when folks are diagnosed with an illness such as that, they're happy just to sit there quietly because they don't want to offend the doctor. You don't want to offend the doctor.
You have to ask questions.
Ask questions.
Huwag kang magalit.
Is this going to cure me? Does this have the potential to significantly lengthen my life?
I think that's the biggest question. Gagaling ba ako? Dok, pag ginawa mo ba yan, gagaling ba ako 100%? And of course, the doctor will tell you there's no 100% assurance, because there's really no 100% assurance. Okay. I have good news, I have good news for all of you. Probably by December, I will tell you, okay? So, good news about something. So, but what I'm trying to say is that all procedures, they're not 100%, okay? You have to always research, think about it, pray. Kasi tayo naman, in the end, like what I said, we are imperfect. In the end, we really cannot save ourselves. In the end, we really have to die. And of course, for some people, cancer is like, again, what I said, a death sentence. So, some
because
of
they accept it
them,
as such.
yeah, some of them, they will be sad, they're gonna say goodbye. Like me, when I just have a fever, I already say goodbye.
I love you,
to
honey.
surgeon.
Goodbye.
Honey, you have a fever. Come on. Such a fatalist.
Diba?
Take care of my children.
It's just so funny. Okay. Yeah, so anyway, if you decide to go, if you're a cancer patient and you decide to go conventional, and you have to know that this will take years. Hindi lang po one time. This will take years, and you may not be able to work. especially if you are only the working person in your family. Nag-iisa ka lang, 'di ba? So you're the breadwinner. I mean, ikaw lang mag-isa. Tapos yung mga pamilya mo, they all depend on you. Tapos hindi mo pala kaya, naka-isang chemo ka lang, natanggal na lang yung hair mo, you just had your hair loss and you said, I don't want anymore. Then sayang. Sayang ang pera mo. Sayang ang pera mo, sayang lahat. Now, if you choose natural medicine, marami yan, okay? That's the dilemma with natural medicine because it stuns. Okay? And they're also not expensive. They are expensive, but there are also that are cheap. Okay? So you have to do your research if you want to undergo treatment like that. But the best thing that you can do for yourself is to change your food, change your environment. Do not put makeup. Do not put makeup. Do not put lotion. Lalo na yung lotion I'm doing, we discovered something about the lotion and the shampoo really talaga. And they can cause absolutely infertility, absolutely cancer. It's just in all the research, in most of the research that we have seen right now. So, change your shampoo. Just simply changing your shampoo, changing your soap, your makeup, everything. It's just, small changes. It can really help. Right? So you decide natural medicine, you have to look. You have to do your research. Yan naman ang pinakamaganda. And if you come up with the research, you decide, you give it up to the Lord. Okay? That's the best thing. Always give it up to Him. Lord, bahala ka na. Yes. Kasi yung iba, there are just many things that we can control, but majority of the things in this system, we cannot control them. That's why most of us are victims, which we are victims sometimes. Most of us are not victims, but in many circumstances, we are victims because of other people's choices. But it's not that bad.
So,
don't think about it as being bad. Just give it all to the Lord.
When someone chooses natural, in fact, someone probably make a nice video of this. When you choose natural medicine as your preferred treatment option, what is your first step?
So, if you choose natural, you change your lifestyle. Diba? Unang-una, the food that you are taking in. Like what I said, cancer, they love sugar. So, wag ka nang kakain ng matamis. Kahit organic pa na matamis yan. Do not eat anything that's sweet. Cancer has 96 receptors for sugar, while the normal cell has 4 receptors for sugar. So, konti lang talaga yung sugar na pumapasok dun sa normal cells. And you have a cancer cells that just gulping all of the sugar in your system. So, that's the first thing to do. Do not eat foods that are sweet.
Or rice, bread, and pasta.
These are simple carbohydrates, like what Sir Jack is saying, which are converted to sugar. Wag
Quickly
na.
and easily.
This is just my opinion, because other doctors, if you go, they have different opinions as well. But for me...
Well, it's also the opinion of Dr. Walter Willett, the lead of nutrition at Harvard University, because he was sharing recently the results of the Shanghai Women's Study that showed a distinctive relation between rice consumption and type 2 diabetes.
And what is the result?
It's causal.
Causal. So, if you eat a lot of rice, then you increase your incidence of developing diabetes and also some type of diseases. Of course, pag may diabetes ka na, sakit diyan sa puso, pwede ka mabulag, pwede ka magkaroon ng kidney failure. It's all there, I think diabetes is one of the worst condition that the modern society has ever faced. So we just have to change our diet. No more processed food. Lalo na tayo, mahilig tayo sa hotdog.
Same here in the States, though. I mean, back in 1960, your incidence of diabetes was typically around 1%. The majority of those were type 1 diabetes. And now it is, last I saw, around 12%. And the vast majority are type 2 diabetes.
So, yan ang problema natin. Okay? So, no more processed food. Baka kasi tayong mga Pinoy, di ba, mahilig tayo sa noodles, diba? Yan, bacon, hotdog, mahilig tayo sa ganyan. Huwag na, kasi yung mga yan, they are related to types of cancer, particularly stomach cancer, colon cancer. Huwag na. So, iwasan na natin yung mga ganyan. As much as possible, you eat foods that are organic, whole foods. Yan. So, pwede ka naman kumain as many as you can. You can eat as many as you can, provided they are organic.
Well,
Okay?
that question earlier, when I was talking about a low carb / keto diet, a lot of people, they're very, very confused by that, because your diet that you use for anti-cancer, Mom, is often by a lot of people been referred to as a keto diet, which basically, when you're talking low carbs, what you're talking is low or no simple carbs. Now, complex carbohydrates,
It's okay.
it's perfectly fine, like your green leafy vegetables and things like that. Things that are typically very low in calorie but very nutrient dense.
Yes,
Correct?
yes. Also spices. If you are into processed food and you wanna divert, you can go to spices. Spices are good for you. Cumin, turmeric, garlic, ginger, all of this. Lalo na yung garlic, there's a lot of research that shows that garlic decreases the incidence of types of cancer, particularly your colon cancer, stomach cancer, breast cancer, even prostate cancer. So, kain ka na nakain ng garlic, di ba? Onions! Oh, kailangan nangangamoy ka. You should be smelling like garlic when you talk. So, I mean, if you're not smelling like garlic, then you're not eating garlic that much. So, kumain ka ng maraming garlic. These are all good for us, for cancer patients. So, kumain ka ng maraming ganyan. Yan. Green leafy vegetables, they're rich in magnesium. Magnesium, as I have told you, yan, I have a magnesium here. Yan. This is my favorite, actually. Yan. Magnesium, the lower the magnesium, it is associated with types of cancers like lymphoma, leukemia. Imagine, just by not eating green leafy vegetables, you will develop types of cancer. Not only cancer, hypertension, diabetes, anxiety, stress.
And someone asked,